They're bankrupt, under investigation for fraud, bribery, and corruption. And now the Steward Health Care group faces a new scandal. Executives use the hospital's insurance fund like a piggy bank. Medical reporter Jessica Bartlett broke the Steward story and joined us to unpack this latest scandal. Jessica, explain to us how the Steward insurance system actually worked.
So a lot of health systems are self-insured, but they don't just set aside money. They create little companies called captives that hold the money and then invest it. The Catholic Church did this for the original 6 hospitals. It was called Traco, this captive insurance company. Steward took it over. The problem, though, is that Steward eventually stopped putting money into it altogether, instead writing IOUs. And in addition, they took money out of it, writing themselves loans that today total nearly $100 million. They still had claims and defense costs, of course. They were paying those out of the Steward account. But when Steward went bankrupt, there was no more money left to pay for medical malpractice.
So if they were taking money out and using it, we assume, where did the money go? What, like, at the end of the day, they can't just say, hey, there's no more money. Where did it all go?
Well, they put it in a variety of places. They acquired a hospital in Colombia. They invested in a hospital in Utah, but it also gave them more cash on a day-to-day basis. And we know they looted that money often for personal gain. And so it was part and parcel of the entire kind of grift and scheme that Steward had going on, where executives were really enriching themselves off this company's back.
All right, so robbing Peter to pay Paul while you're both Peter and Paul. Where does that leave the patients you spoke to who might require some of this now evaporated money?
They are trapped in both legal and financial limbo. Take Melissa Williams, for instance. She lost part of her hand due to an IV injury. She can't take out any more loans from a company that she had been borrowing from because they doubt that she will collect a settlement. Yasmini Sosa, his wife died a preventable death 7 days after giving birth to their daughter. Steward did settle his case for $4 million prior to the bankruptcy. He has not been paid, doesn't know if he ever will.
These are cases that have been settled, Jessica, where money has been awarded and these people still haven't seen the payout years later?
Yeah, so I mean, some of these people are still waiting for money. I mean, Yasmini's case was settled in January. The bankruptcy was in May. And so there are a number of people who just have not collected settlements that were decided and settled prior to the bankruptcy. Those people are going into a pool with all of the other unsecured creditors right now. So you're talking elevator repair companies, maintenance companies, medical device companies. All of those people are basically standing in line waiting to see what money is left. Keep in mind, though, that there's $1 billion in trade debt right now. So medical malpractice victims are basically standing in line waiting to see what money might be left for them. This also has a huge ramifications for physicians, because with medical malpractice attorneys knowing there's no money left in the coffers, they are now going after the physicians directly for some of those claims. And so physicians are wondering if they really even had insurance in the first place.
If the hospital can't pay up, who eventually will?
It's unclear what these medical malpractice victims might collect, but what our reporting has basically shown is that if they ultimately receive pennies on the dollar, patients who have been harmed by Steward will essentially be harmed twice. We knew already from our reporting that a number of patients, hundreds of patients, have been put at risk and been harmed. This just adds to the escalating toll of what Steward executives have done to this company and the patients that they touched.
Patients that have been harmed once will be harmed twice. Powerful words. Medical reporter Jessica Bartlett, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
For daily access to Boston Globe Today, all segments and episodes are available on demand in the Boston Globe app by clicking Watch.